This is Lucy, and Lucy is an amazing dog, but she does have one problem. She doesn't always like to come to her humans when called. So in this video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks you can use to get your dog to come to you automatically without even having to call your dog. So before we go outside, and I'm going to give you some instructions, but a lot of us only give our dogs the come command at a time that represents the end of fun for the dog. You're at the dog park, you ask the dog to come, you put the leash on, and we leave. You're in your backyard and the dog is yelling at the squirrel and you ask the dog to come inside so your neighbors don't complain. And then the dog's like, well, now the fun is done. So the dog starts to learn by not coming to you, the good times will continue. So one of the things I talked about off camera is what I call passive training. Come. That's a good example of it. She came to me on her own. I didn't ask her to come. I just recognized her when she did. So every time that your dog comes to you in the house without being asked to, within 3 seconds of the dog coming, pet her and say the word come and only the word come, or here, whatever your word is. So this way now the dog practices like 99 times when they ask me to come, it's something good. I get a pet or a treat. 1% of the time it means the end of fun, but that's okay. I'm happy to take a 99% chance of fun about any time you offer it to me. Okay, so what we're going to do is you see she's sniffing my hand. She really likes the treats I use. I use chicken liver treats. They have a very strong aroma. So what we're going to do is we're going to transition outside. And a lot of dogs won't come in from the yard because, again, it represents the end of fun. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have the guardian, I've given her some really high value training treats. We're going to walk outside and she's going to basically walk, when she gets to the bottom of the steps, she's going to walk 10 paces into the yard and she's going to stand there. She's going to keep her hands up, kind of crossing her chest. She's got a handful of treats. I don't want the dog to smell them. And she's not going to say anything. She's just going to wait. When the dog comes to her, he might sniff around, or she might, excuse me. And when she does come, she's going to give her the treat and she's going to say the word come. Now, make sure that you're only using one version, come or here, whichever one you want to use. And anytime you give a dog a treat, the treat should go in the mouth first. They should hear the command word immediately after. So if a dog knows a command, like Lucy, I might say it twice. Sit, sit. So I said sit as the command stage and then sit during the reward stage. In this video, we're only going to be doing the reward stage. We're not going to give the dog the direction to come to us because sometimes by not coming, that puts the dog in the driver's seat. So we're going to take that baggage out of the equation. We're just going to walk out there. We're going to stand there. The dog's going to sniff around. When the dog does come to us, we're going to reward it for doing that. We're going to say the word come, and then we're going to cross our arms again. And normally we'd come back in the house, but I'm going to talk a little bit about after that so we don't have to do it because this will be like a 20-minute video if that's the case. Lucy, are you ready to go outside? That's a good down. That was passive training as well. All right, so let's follow us. Let's go outside and let's see how it goes. Go ahead and open the door. Just go ahead and go on down the stairs. I'm going to let the camera go next. And just kind of keep them in your sight. So walk about 10 paces towards your fence. Oh, she's already knows. There you go. All right, so just stand there and just wait. You can get a little closer if you want. So see, and just follow the dog at this point. So she's sniffing. She's going to do a little potty. We've been inside for a while, and that's okay. And so now we would say potty if she wanted to do it. And I guess we probably could have brought her on a leash. She also doesn't like to potty on the leash, but we're going to take care of that separately. All right, so what we're doing is we're just waiting, and go ahead and pan the camera a little bit so you can see them both. And when she comes to you, just offer that treat up. Now, and if anybody else is out here like we are now, and just pan on her, just keep it on your lovely lady. Yeah. There we go. And so if there are other people, the dog goes to the other people, we're just going to ignore. Now, again, what a lot of times what we try to do, and let me move on this side where the camera or the mic is, but what a lot of times what we try to do is get the dog to come and we try to entice the dog. And so now she's sniffing around. This is probably not the best camera work, but you would edit this normally together. Yeah. But we're not asking her to come because if we ask her to come, then she decides whether or not she wants to. We're just going to wait and reward her when she does, which is that passive training. Let me see what she's doing over here. Go ahead and give her, go ahead and make a kiss yourself. And just hold your hand down.
Come.
All right. Now, a couple things. She said come, which is not the word. It should be come. It's a very common thing. A lot of people say very over-pronunciate, but dogs do hear pronunciation. Now, we did trigger it a little bit because I didn't want this to be a 15-minute video. But she comes to you again, give her another treat and say come. Perfect. So basically what we're going to do is if your dog doesn't like to come in, what I normally would do is have a handful of, I would just really only have 1 or 2 treats. Walk down your stairs, walk to this location and just stand here like this and just wait. When your dog does come to you, give it the treat and then say come and then go inside. And then wait a minute or two and then come back out. This is, let's say, 10 feet away. Next time we stop here at 9 feet or 9 feet in the yard, then 8 feet, 7 feet, 6 feet. But we're not telling the dog to come. We're just waiting for the dog to do it and rewarding, and then the dog gets to continue having fun. After about 2 or 3 treats, you come out and the dog's just gonna come straight to you. But keep on doing this, and eventually you'll be on a couple steps on the going up the deck, and eventually you go to the door. Now, a lot of dogs don't want to come through the doorway because then you close the door and then it's the end of fun. So we want to promote it all the way through there. So once you get to the point where you're at the door, then open the door, the dog comes to you, show them they have a treat and throw it right inside your house. When it comes in your house, to look it up, say the word casa or mansion or palace or whatever the word is, you come up with a fun word that means go in your house, then let the dog exit and go play. So now we're saying, even if you come in the house, you still most of the time can go out and play again. And then every once in a while, when you're at the deck and you want the dog to go inside, you open the door and say palace, and the dog will run inside expecting to get that treat. So again, the nice thing about this, we're not micromanaging the dog. We're giving the dog options. And if it does other things, it gets to sniff or whatever it wants. But if it does what we want, it gets a richly rewarded. And that motivates the dog to want to do it. And after a while, like I said, you come out and the dog will just come and check in with you. So if you were at a dog park, your dog comes and checks in with you, make sure you pet it and say, come. If you have a treat, usually not advisable at a dog park, but if you do have a treat and you can sneak one to your dog when it comes to you, it might check in with you 5 or 10 times before you leave. Then when you ask it to come, put the leash on, give it another treat, and then you actually leave. So Lucy, come. Now I'm going to talk about one other little bonus thing here. I just said the dog's name as a recall, which is a very common thing that a lot of people do. But I've seen dogs where they actually escape and they're on the other side of Dodge Street or a really busy intersection. If you say the dog's name and it comes to you, that can create a problem. So what would be better is say Lucy when she looks at me, then I would say the word come. So the name just means look at me and give me your attention. The command word is the action that I want you to take. Lucy, come. Come. Let's do one more. Let's get you to sit. Sit. See how she's got her legs out? That's her way of saying she's not comfortable sitting for whatever reason. So sit. Might be she doesn't feel comfortable sitting this close to me. Sit. Well, I didn't expect this to be an issue. Sit. This is Lucy. These are some tips and tricks you can use if you have a dog that doesn't like to listen to you or come on command.